Hello everyone, today I'm just going to be doing the collection video for my games. So I don't really have, actually I have a pretty decent amount. Most of them are kind of old though, I haven't bought a lot of games in a while, but I did buy one yesterday, so that will be my most recent addition. Okay, first to start off with, I have BioShock 2. I used to be an Xbox gamer, not anymore though, since I got the PS3. And I had BioShock 1 and 2. I think they're both really great. I actually prefer BioShock 1 over BioShock 2, it just has a better story. But the multiplayer number 2 is really great, and for a cheap price, I'd recommend it. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. This is actually kind of a regretful buy. It wasn't that good. It was a story that was over in 5 or 6 hours. Mortal Kombat. This is probably my favorite fighting game I've ever played, since I kind of grew up on Mortal Kombat. It was my first M-rated game when I was 4 years old, so that's just something that'll always stick with me. Okay, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. This is the only Assassin's Creed game that I have, mainly because I sold the rest of them to GameStop, because when a new one comes out I just kind of get it used and then return it within a week after I beat the story, because most of them are just kind of the same now since they're pushing it out within a year for every single game, so there's not really much variation. Okay, The Sims 3. This is actually a really good game to just occupy time, and it's actually a lot more fun than you'd expect, and if you can find it for like $19.99 now, I'd really recommend it. Batman Arkham City. This is probably going to have a review eventually, so I would really recommend this game, but you are going to have to play Arkham Asylum first, and that is not a bad thing because both games are just phenomenal. Oh, and I'm not sure, but it may be for the PS3 you get Catwoman to play as. I think that's an exclusive, but I'm not sure. The Amazing Spider-Man. This was kind of a tie-in to the movie, but it seemed like it was a sequel to the movie. It was only a video game, but it's not going to be the same plot as The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But it was just really good for a movie tie-in game. I didn't get it a full price at $60 because I didn't really have a really high expectations for it. But the free roaming around the city, just web slinging, I really liked that. God of War 3. This is one of the first games that I actually got for the PS3. I got it along with God of War 1 and 2, the remastered versions for the PS3. And all in all, I can just say that this is one of the best PS3 exclusives out there, and if you haven't played it, you really need to, because the boss battles are just beautifully designed, and they have phenomenal cutscenes, and everything is just rendered perfectly. Okay, Killzone 2. Personally, I'm not really a fan of the Killzone series, and the only reason I haven't really sold this game is because I kind of hoard on to most of the stuff. But every time I played it, it gave me headaches, and just the art style was not really my favorite. It was a little too dark, so. Transformers War for Cybertron. This is another game in my collection that I wasn't really too proud that I have, since I didn't really have high expectations for it either, since it's made by Activision, and they kind of seem like they just push their stuff out now. Really the last thing that I actually enjoyed by them was the old Tony Hawk games, but I mean, it's a decent game. It's really the first Transformers game that's been okay. The Walking Dead. I would really recommend this game highly. I'm probably going to have a review on it since it is The Walking Dead. I got the collector's edition, which came with the first 48 issues of the actual comic, and I will talk about the comic in other videos, but this, if you play this, you will most likely get emotional. It just has that effect on you. It gets really attached to the characters. Okay. Infamous. This is just another really good PS3 exclusive. It was compared to Prototype at one point, which was Xbox and PS3, but with, like, it was good, but I didn't really like it too much to where I'd buy the second one. But with the PS4 coming out, and I think, I can't remember what the next Infamous game's called, but I'm just really interested in that one since it's a new hero, and instead of electricity powers, it's fire. I'm gonna hold this one off really quickly. Batman Arkham Asylum. If you have a PS3 and an Xbox, I'd recommend getting it on the PS3 because you can play as the Joker on the PS3, and I just think that's a really cool extra feature. But highly recommend this game, and with Batman Origins coming out this year in October, I think, I'd recommend getting both Arkham Asylum and Arkham City if you haven't played yet. Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. This was kind of a failure of a game, in my opinion. It tried to put a Mortal Kombat game out that was rated T, and that just doesn't work anymore. But with Injustice Gods Among Us out now, there's really no reason anyone should ever buy this now. Walmart's even giving it away, I think, if you pre-order Injustice from them. Well, pre-ordered Injustice is out now. Final Fantasy 13. I thought the cinematics in this game were really well done, and they just looked really beautiful, and all the characters and everything most of them had good personality to them. But now that they're coming out with a third Final Fantasy 13, I feel like they're kind of overdoing it, because I actually didn't finish this game. I got to a very difficult part that I couldn't get past, and I just decided that the story wasn't good enough for me to actually want to keep trying. And then, of course, Skyrim, which everybody knows. It's just a phenomenal game. It'll keep you enthralled with it for over 100 hours. And I think on one of my accounts I had about 150 hours, which I'm not ashamed to say, because this is a really good game, and it's not that out of the ordinary for someone to have that many hours. Okay, the Mass Effect trilogy. I bought this year, taking a chance on it. I played the demo, and I just thought I was gonna but the thing with the demo is it doesn't really tell you any of the story, it just kind of relies on the combat. So when you play Mass Effect 1, you kind of get attached to the characters, and then 2, you get even more attached, and it just develops the characters so well, and then, of course, by the time you get to 3, you know the characters really well, and you just care about everything, so if you do one thing wrong, it could just tear you apart, you could be crying. It's that emotionally devastating at some points. But there was controversy around the ending, but all in all, I would recommend this. I'll most likely do an analysis on the series. Okay, this is my most recent buy, Injustice Gods Among Us. I haven't actually played it too much yet. I beat the story, and I've played a few online matches, but from what I've seen, it's really good, and I'll have a review on this, since, I don't know, maybe a few of you guys would want to see that. The God of War collection. Both of these games were really, really good. I thought number 2 was kind of the worst in the series so far, besides Ascension. I haven't played that, but I didn't really hear things were too great with it. But God of War 1, which is really good. Okay, Ratchet and Clank, Crack in Time. I don't have Tools of Destruction since I just beat that and borrowed it from a friend. But it was really puzzle heavy. It wasn't too bad though. I really liked the combat that it did have with Ratchet. And I don't really like what they're doing with the Ratchet series now. They just seem like they're kind of pushing out smaller games like Full Frontal Assault and I think it's All for One. I'm not really sure about that. And then, let's see. I'm just going to do these 3 games together. I have Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, and Uncharted Drake's Fortune. I never really liked shooters too much until I played these games, because it just kind of redefines everything I knew about shooters. Just third person was great for it. It's not really like Gears third person, but somehow it manages to put a fantastic story, fantastic characters, and just everything you could want inside a shooter. At one point, even in Drake's Deception, the third one, I was crying. I never really thought a shooter would be able to do that to me, because it's not just a shooter. God of War Origins Collection. This kind of just takes the two titles from the PSP and places them on a remastered HD PS3. Honestly, I have beaten Chains of Olympus, but have not really got into Ghost of Sparta. I just haven't really had the time. But from what I have played, they are God of War games, and they keep good to the name, and they are good additions to the series. Fallout 3. This is actually my favorite game of all time. So I'm really hoping a Fallout 4 is going to come out soon, if that's Bethesda's next project, but I live kind of close to Washington, D.C.-ish, so it was really cool seeing everything in that setting, and you got to go see the Lincoln Monument, the Washington Memorial, you saw the White House from a distance, you could see the Congress building, so I really like that. In New Vegas, I'll get to that. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. I got this because I was interested in the whole superhero thing, and with the Avengers coming out, I kind of wanted to play it. But honestly, I don't really like the fight style. I feel like it's kind of too fast-paced. I know a lot of people really like it, and I understand that it is a good game. It's just not for me. Fallout New Vegas. A lot of people didn't like this game. I think it was because it was developed by Obsidian Studios, but I thought it was really good too, and it did still hold up to the Fallout name. But there were a few things that I didn't like here and there, but I thought the Fallout, the New Vegas scenery and everything was just really good, and the plot, I like how it allowed you to choose what you wanted to do. And my last game is The Sims 3 Pets. It really wasn't that different from Sims 3, it's just I remember when I was like 8 years old I had Sims 2 Pets and I really liked that, so I just got Sims 3 Pets because it was like $9.99 where I saw it really cheap. But that is all of my games. I may or may not get some more soon, but I will have a review on a lot of them. But now that I'm done with all of my collection videos, I will be starting the reviews soon. I bought Django Unchained yesterday, so I'll most likely be watching that tonight, and I'll have a review up on that tomorrow. So, if you're at all interested, just check back tomorrow, and that'll most likely be there sometime around 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Atlantic time. Thank you for watching.